to those who drive around in their car with their mask on. Why? Because I'm trying to minimize touching my face. If I'm making several stops, I just leave it on. I wear it for my 8-hour shift and forget I have it on. I work in a hospital and cannot wait to take it off outside, especially in the car. However, I do understand what you're saying, because I am usually in the car with two people who are whining the whole time about having to wear a mask. So, if I dare to take mine off for a second, they'll yank theirs off and never put it back on. Therefore, I put my mask on the moment I step out the door with them, and I don't take it off until I step back indoors at home in order to make them keep theirs on. Kids. One kid, one senior. Same mentality. My boyfriend is delivering as his job and he doesn't want to take it off and put it back on all 200 times he gets in and out of his car. I'm too lazy to put it on and take it off every time I enter and exit my vehicle to go places. After you put it on, you should not touch the mask until you wash your hands again. Don't want dirty hands touching your face. You shouldn't be taking it off and putting it back on constantly. Put a mask on before you leave your safe place, home, work, etc., and don't take it off until you are back at your safe place and have washed your hands. Just assume anything you touch and every person you pass is carrying the virus. Because I want to put it on with clean hands, i.e. when I leave my home, and I don't want to take it off and put it on again after touching potentially contaminated stuff in the first store I stop at. Because the proper way to take off a mask is 1. Wash your hands. 2. Touch ear loops. Only 3. Put mask in container or trash. 4. Wash hands again. When I'm going from one place where I need to wear the mask to another place where I need to wear the mask, it makes the most sense. Black mold grew in my car, so I try to protect myself from the toxic spores. Pisses off the anti-maskers. For fellow eyeglass wearers, because I finally got the thing situated so that I don't constantly fog up my glasses and I ain't messing up a good thing, because I want to be able to sing without people staring at me at red lights. Great advice for this, thanks. I'm too lazy to take it off and I'm getting so used to wearing it I forget it's there. Same reason to have your bandana on in Red Dead Redemption 2. I enjoy the smell of my breath. Mine smells like new car. I wear it so my car doesn't give me coronavirus. Corona is everywhere. My car gave me Honda, all my dash lights are on but I'm cruising with 200,000 miles. Them 5G waves main. Because the 5G towers are everywhere in the city and when I turn on my AC it blows in the COVID waves, so I protect myself by wearing a mask. COVID waves lol. If I've just gone to the grocery store and have to make another quick stop before going home, I just leave it on until after the second stop. I'm an auto mechanic. I'm considered essential even though the people that come in have nothing better to do and are super rude right now. You bet your ass I wear my mask in customers' cars. Gloves too. Seat covers, steering wheel cover and floor mats in every car as well. People bring their cars in dirty as hell, sick or not. I have seen disgusting things in customer cars. Whenever a customer with a dirty car tells me I don't need the seat protector, it's no longer to protect the car from grease. It's to protect me because I'm about to walk into an episode of Hoarders. Why are so many people confused by this? You should put it on. Wash your hands. Then do your thing. You don't drive to the grocery store. Then touch your face. Then go in. So I can impersonate Bane whenever I want. Ride-share drivers don't want to contaminate their cars or breathe their passengers' air. HMMPHUMPH so no one can see me singing. Anonymity. What did you do? After wearing it for 8 hours I want to rip my whole face off. I know! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It makes me feel like Mad Max when I'm driving my little sedan around. After a 8-hour shift my mask is tied to my subway cap, so I am just lazy and don't want to take it out yet. BC, it's a pain. The straps of the mask go in between the cap's spaces to form a knot. Due to the masks they gave us are too tight and were causing pain and headaches. I specifically sewed one to knot her behind my head. I just handle it better. But I have thin, long hair. It hurts like fuck knotting your hair into that thing. If you do it wrong, every movement of the head. So I often put it on in my bathroom where I have hair clips, etc. Only on my way home. Keeps me from biting my nails, picking my nose, etc. without thinking about it. IDK, but my dad is one of them, lol. I don't want to touch it until I'm ready to wash my hands. It's just easier to always keep it on than it is to take it on and off when I get in and out of the car. If I take my mask off, the citizens of Gotham will realize that I'm Bruce Wayne. No idea why people do that. It's like wearing a condom while masturbating alone, lol. I wear hearing aids and the straps from the mask get caught on the monsieur if I'm running errands. It's just easier to keep the mask on. I'm preparing to go back to work in front of the public, and will have to wear it non-stop. I'm wearing it like this to help prepare myself, because it's not comfortable to wear. When I did work in healthcare, I would get horrible contact dermatitis everywhere the mask was tight. I would have to wear a cotton lining, making it even more difficult to breathe. If you're making multiple stops, you should keep it on. Handling it between stops means you risk getting contagion on both your hands and your face. Take it off when you get home and immediately wash your hands and face thoroughly. You aren't supposed to touch your mask once you put it on. You use a car to get places. It's not that complicated. Occasionally I'll need to go to 2 places within just a couple minutes of each other, and I don't feel like taking it off and putting it back on again to be invisible, because I'm too lazy to put it on after I park, so I preemptively put it on to not worry much. AC's blowing in the car would scare other drivers if I didn't with my ugliness. I'm sure that's not true, sad face. I don't want everyone to see my ugly face. I'm sure you're not ugly! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Because I'm ugly and now have an excuse to cover my face. Sun protection. I yank mine off as soon as I hit the pavement of the outside world from work. Hate wearing it. Can't breathe in it. Try doing a stocking position at Costco, huffing and puffing like the 3 Little Pigs wolf. Sucking in your own mouth farts and carbon dioxide. You have to pull it down so you can talk so they understand you. I get tired of yelling, which makes it worse. They have nice ones that vent out a CO buildup with filter buttons. Tilda worked in healthcare and always had weird neck rashes where I would put my dank, bad smelly mask when I was not treating patients. You really can't social distance in a car. I need to drive to several places close together and it's just too much of a hassle to take my hat and glasses off, take off the mask, and put back on my hats and glasses just to do the whole thing again, putting the mask back on. They can't give a ticket for spending if can't see my face. Fact that makes driving with a mask illegal around here. If I am just bouncing over to the corner store for something, I'll put it on at home so I don't have to fumble with it in the parking lot for when I go to the bank. Sometimes I'm in a hurry and either about where I'm going or driving a short distance between health system sites. I don't wear mine while driving, but I do take the time to put it on if I am going into a store like 7-Eleven. I don't wear one at home. At work, weird to wear them in the building, in the trucks when occupied, and even going to the restroom monsieur if we are outside mowing and are far away. We don't have to wear them monsieur. I sometimes have mine on so as to keep the grass dust from getting into my intake ports. Lol. To those who drive around in their car who don't plan on getting in an accident, but drive around with their seatbelt on. Why? Oh, because sometimes shit you don't plan for or expect happens. And why debate the necessity of something that you may need on very few occasions when asterisk you can literally die and ruin other people's lives without it asterisk. Every source out there, reduce touching your face as much as possible. especially when going out and interacting with others. Asterisk constantly touches face to put masks on and off for fashion. Asterisk, I mean, some questions if you actually have to ask because you don't know the answer should be awake up call to yourself in common logic or doing a small thing to benefit more than yourself. Thank you. I thought I was the only one who thought this was weird as fuck. I need people to know that I'm serious about this virus. I've only done it once because I forgot it was on, and halfway through my drive I realized it was on and took it off. If air gets through the mask, what's stopping the Rona from getting through? Can't be too careful. If I go to multiple stores, I don't want to touch the mask and then put it back on. I usually hit all my errands at one time if I need stuff. This usually means a store or two very near each other. I feel it's not smart to touch the mask much, so I will go to the next stop with it if it's near. Uber drivers. I am very ugly. I haven't got my driver's license yet, but if you take the mask off, clearly you'll get the virus on your hand if there's virus on it. And if you don't have hand sanitizer in your car, you have to make sure you don't touch your face. And when you reach your destination, you can't reuse the mask. You gotta put on a new one. And inevitably you gotta touch your face with your hand in this process. Besides, you use 2 masks instead of 1. If I'm a driver, I'd rather keep that mask on unless I'm driving for 8 hours. When I am driving behind someone vaping, I can smell their vape exhaust in my car. That would lead me to believe some particles from their car in front are making it into my car. Don't want to give the Rona to myself now, do I? Why breathe pollen? Honestly, after the pandemic, I am gonna mask up when those damned cottonwood trees get to snowing on us. It's contaminated. I don't want to touch it or take it off in my car. I'd rather wait until I can get home and thoroughly scrub my hands afterward. I just robbed a bank, bruh. I work in healthcare and have health professionals show up daily at my place of work with masks in place from their vehicles. I make them remove and put a new mask on prior to entering our patient care areas. They should know better. Red light cameras. My mom does this for no reason. I don't want my car giving me the virus. Because why not? I have been baffled by this same thing because I can't wait to take mine off whenever I can. But after reading the responses, I realized something. I wear a mask for others. I'm not very concerned about contracting the virus myself, because if I were, I would probably not take my mask off anywhere outside my home. I wear it when I am within 6 feet of others, or in a place lots of others congregate or pass through in case I have contracted it, because I do not want to expose others to it. Mask on, fuck it, mask off. It is harder for the police to identify me after the hit and run. So when they get out, they are all prepped to go. So funny. I have thought the same thing many a time. However, one reason I did recently while driving out of a convenience store lot was because a guy was checking me out, and I liked the anonymity of driving away with an air of mystery. Because up until recently, cops would arrest you for not doing that. You'd be charged and thrown into an isolation facility for 2 weeks at your expense. That shit is relatively expensive for here. About $20 a day or more. I heard some of the hotels were charging $100 a night and being used as isolation centers. This was also done to harass citizens for other traffic violations too. Not in the USA, to clarify. Saves the step. I don't have to put it back on when I get to where I'm going. How else can I rob a store without revealing my identity? Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.